When you're a major toy company and you have a major license, you want to maximize that, which means finding the A-list heroes and villains and, well, putting them out as much as you can because they're going to sell the best. Sometimes villains have different versions, and goes with heroes. Villains are a little trickier because, well, they don't sell as well as the heroes, but anytime you could find kind of an alternate version of them, whether they're, on vacation or, saving little cats from trees and firemen, well, actually, the villains probably would put them in the trees, you're going to exploit that. So, yes, Joker on a surfboard, awesome, do it, make it happen, because we can make money. Now, Recap Decaf on the comments asked why a specific version of Joker from the Batman animated couldn't be made. Isn't that hypocritical? Well, there's a little bit of logic to that, and yes, on one hand, a character who appears in a show should be on the table for making a toy. So let's take a look at this specific example. And I wish we were talking about Batman, the animated series, because, it's the greatest animated series ever. We're actually talking about The Batman, which was the follow-up. Not a bad show, just, not as good as Batman, the animated series. Hey, the show had all the characters, too. Had Joker, had Harley Quinn. They went on little dates to the park and fed ravenous squirrels poisoned acorns. Come on. I know, it's a different animated series, but hey, you got grows on you. All right. So this version of the Joker, which was a little less Mark Hamill and a little bit more psycho, dressed up as Batman and took on the cape and cowl in an episode, and that's what Recap Decaf was asking about, was why this version of the Joker, dressed as Batman, couldn't be made as a toy. It seems like a no-brainer, right? It combines Batman and Joker into one. Seems like it would be a good seller. Now, we're always looking for new ways to sell both the heroes and the villains, and as I said, in particular, Joker's a little tricky because he usually doesn't have that many different looks. Occasionally he puts on a hat or a bathing suit or, takes a surfboard out. But otherwise, he's usually in a suit or a straitjacket, and you can kind of change him up by doing alternate decos on said tool, and that's what the Batman line did in their Power Tech and their Shadow Tech and XP lines, was basically taking the Joker in his insane asylum outfit, I guess you could call it, straitjacket, and offering it in different pretty colors. All right, so when the Joker was Batman, or dressed up as Batman, and again, not Batman the animated series, the reason that couldn't be a toy was because of permanence. What permanence is when something from an animated series, a movie, or a TV show becomes a physical object, like Pinocchio wanting to be a real boy, something in animation wanting to be a real toy. All right, now why is this an issue, and why is it that, well, a company that licenses a TV show or character can't just have full access? So I'm not going to go too much into the difference between object permanence and object consistency, but essentially, once something is made as a physical object you can touch, feel, move around, manipulate, well, it can affect the brand just as much as bootleg companies can affect the brand. And those who own brands, the IP owners, are very, very protective, and rightly so, over their IP. They want it to last for as long as possible, at least until the trademark runs out. Thank you, Mickey Mouse and copyright law. So, as an example, a toy company could make a dynamic action figure of a character that sells really well. Oh, so case in point, Marvel's Punisher. But you can also have an action feature that makes the Punisher off-brand. And this can not only harm toy sales, but it harms the IP owner and the IP itself. So in the case of Batman, we're talking about Warner Brothers and DC Comics. So while there's been lots of versions of Batman that have been in the show, like Batman, for example, singing with Music Master, or, Batman from the Adam West series holding a giant bomb over his head, some of these, it feels like, oh, that would make a great action figure. We still haven't had Batman Forever, George Clooney holding a credit card. But Warner Brothers Consumer Products is run by people who understand getting things to market and being able to, well, make money off of that. So let me give you an example of something I worked on. The Wonder Pig. Everyone remember Justice League Unlimited, spin-off of Batman the Animated Series? So the Wonder Pig, surprise, surprise, was Wonder Woman magically transformed into a, shocker, pig. It also had Moana Beast, who's one of my favorites, and he doesn't get enough animation. He really doesn't. He was in, Batman Brave and the Bold, but that's a whole other story. So when Mattel licensed Justice League, obviously they want to maximize Batman and put him out over and over and over again. And one ways you can refresh a character like Batman is by giving him different accessories. Batarangs, all sorts of bat accessories. Well, when I was blessed to be the brand manager over Justice League, I wanted to refresh Batman by pairing him with the Wonder Pig, because it was one of my favorite episodes of the show, and I thought it would be a great accessory and a great way for people to buy Batman again. That's the whole point of a brand manager, is to sell product and to find a way to get people to buy the same product again by ideally changing it just enough. And my idea was if we included the Wonder Pig with Batman as an accessory, this could get people who already own Batman to now buy him again so that they could, well, have the Wonder Pig. Now, this was an issue because Warner Brothers Consumer Products was very concerned about having the Wonder Pig transition from being a 2D flat animation, which is a passive experience, to being able to hold it in your hands, which is more of a, well, it's a tactile experience and it becomes real. This is exactly what permanence is. It's when something goes from being a flat drawing that is observed from a distance to something that is real, that you can pick up, move, spin around, whatever you want with it. You can then take that Wonder Pig and, you can put it next to Batman or you could put it next to Boba Fett. That's what a toy allows you to do. And there was concern that this specific character, the Wonder Pig, was not appropriate to go into permanence, to make it something that someone could physically move around and manipulate. Eventually, Warner Brothers agreed that we could do this, but it was not overnight. We had to have a lot of discussions in order to get him in the line, and the exact same thing occurred with Batman as Joker, Joker as Batman in the Batman series. It was felt doing this as a toy created permanence, and the scale of permanence can range from the very real to the very imaginary. And again, it was felt that doing the Joker as Batman was, while it worked for the show, making it as a toy, well, while it might seem like we're being hypocrites putting it in the show but not putting it in a toy, it's really about protecting the brand. And that always has to come first. It's kind of like, taking care of sheep. The brand is your flock, you are the shepherd, and you have to make sure the brand stays strong. That's why just because something is in a show, it doesn't mean it can be a toy. I hope this explanation of permanence helped. Please do share this and pass this along to other toy fans. I always appreciate that, and it's the best way to support this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.